Beautiful skies, beautiful skies. We are almost to Altoona on this wild and crazy adventure today. We actually today had finally been able to get a weekend off to where we didn't have to work. So I think it's nice that we can just enjoy our day, our weekend, visit some family, and then get back to the madness on Monday. But we don't think about Monday, do we? Not today.
No, not today.
This is actually an area, this area here is
Historic?
Well, there is some historical land here. If you look to your left, that mountainside there, there's a railroad.
Yeah.
That section there is part of what we call, you may have even heard it before, it's called the Horseshoe Curve. Horseshoe Curve, I guess, it is famous. Not
Historic.
Well, historical place. Wouldn't say famous, but there's one section here, I think. There's one section here, over around here. I think it's right
On
there where you see.
On your right.
I think there was a train. I don't know if I'm correct on that, but there was a train called the Red Baron or something like that. It actually had come off its tracks and it went down over the mountainside there.
When?
Oh, this was before we were even born.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we was born, honey.
What about the flag? Remember the flag? There is
Flag's
a flag.
still there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
Nice weather today.
It is nice today.
It's just cold.
As you can see, we still have some snow. And, yeah. We have what? When is spring? It's
March 21st.
March 21st is our first day of spring.
First day of spring.
And I am one happy camper.
Yes.
Look at those mountains.
Pretty.
Pennsylvania mountains.
This is much prettier during summer because green, you know, you're going to see the trees that have alive.
Well, yeah, it's ugly right now. Move this back. Well, it is ugly. I think it's very ugly. I hate winter. Sorry, guys. Not exactly the. But yeah, it's true. I don't like winter. Winter, and I have, you know, like I said before, I've worked 12 and a half years in the winter outside, and I hated every second of it. It's just cold and miserable and wet and slushy, and I don't like it. So I'm happy to be not having to deal with that sort of thing anymore.
Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done with winter. A few more days.
Give me all your love tonight. Give me all your love tonight. I'll do anything you want. Just give me all of your loving tonight. You don't like my singing? Huh?
I didn't say that.
That sounds like a professional.
Yes.
Professional. That's professional vocals right there. I know a lot of them saying if that's professional vocals.
There would be a lot of singers.
I'd like to know who the teacher was that taught you.
Sometimes we exit there, honey.
Sometimes we do, but today we're not going to exit there. Today we're going to go all the way up around. We're going to come down in I think it's like 17th Street in Altoona.
Okay.
Well, not quite that far, but yeah. Yeah. So we were.
This place didn't get a lot of snow. See?
Well,
It's all
that's
melted.
because we were up on top of the mountain. It's colder up there,
Oh yeah.
higher elevation.
Higher elevation.
It's all melted here. All the
Yeah.
snow's gone,
Yeah.
which is a beautiful sight. It's all just beautiful not to see the snow. It's still ugly. Trees are meant to have leaves on them, not to be bare naked.
Well, not in the winter time.
Who wants to look at bare naked trees? In the summertime, if there's a bare naked tree, that only means one thing. It's a dead tree.
It's not dead. They're just hibernating.
No, it's a dead tree. There's nothing growing on it. It's dead.
Because it's the season for them not to have leaves.
The crazy thing is, here, every single tree will lose its leaves in the fall,
Yes.
except the pine tree. A pine tree will remain green
Yes.
all throughout, all year
All
round.
year round.
Now, I think what should happen is, well, it's impossible. If now in the wintertime we had nothing but pine trees, everything looked green. That's not the case.
No. Soon we will going to see their leaves.
See the what?
You know the leaves on the trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that long. How many days?
Well, you're
Are
not.
we still getting like snows even if it's spring?
Yeah, it could be first day of spring. It could be 2 weeks into spring, and we're getting snow.
Really?
Yes, that's
I
why.
can't remember.
That's why every year, what happens is spring arrives and people start to build build. People, we're having warmer days,
Yeah.
and usually in the spring you start getting like a lot of rain.
Rain.
So the ground is starting to thaw. So people are out and they're getting their gardens ready.
Yes.
Or it's like around Easter time, people get certain flowers on it at Easter time.
Yeah.
And then what they do, depending on what kind of flower it is, they'll plant them into the ground. Now, here comes the frost. Okay, now you got frost, and now you have to cover that flower to keep it from dying. Because if it gets hit, with frost, it's going to die right away.
Yeah, it's gonna die.
So people start planting things into the ground, and now they have to put something over top of it to cover it. It's it's the same thing every season. It's every year. It's the same thing over and over. So Lakemont Park over there, I was reading where they said that they are going to be opening in 2019, I believe. The reason why they shut that down this past summer was because
They renovating.
no, one of the owners had died, and they because one of the owners had passed, they didn't do anything with the park. I guess they had to. There was legal things behind all that they had to take care of.
I see.
But you know what? Lakemont Park, they ruined it because they took all the trees out. If you go to a park,
Yeah.
who wants to walk in the sunlight all day long? You don't,
No.
right?
No.
Parks should have trees that you can sit in the shade and,
Enjoy the birds. Birds chirping.
Instead they just fly over above. Yeah, over above. Instead they just fly over and just poop all over the place. And they could be pooping in a tree. They poop all over the place, and you're just walking through poo. That's really not that bad. Do you know I went fishing one time and a bird freaking crapped on my head? Out in the open. I'm sitting out in the open. I'm sitting there and I just threw my line in the water, and I felt something hit the top of my head. And when I was like, what the heck was that? And it was freaking bird crap.
Did you smell it?
No, I didn't smell it.
Why not?
So if something poops on you, what are you going to do? Smell it?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because you want to know the smell.
Well, tell everybody here, okay, that anytime, if you ever get pooped on, make sure you smell it.
Well, first of all, you don't know that it was a bird poop. You thought sometimes.
Well, there's nothing else there, honey. It's all out in the wide open.
Well,
what else would it be? It's white. It's white. Bird crap is white, unless they eat berries. If they eat berries, you're going to have yourself some purple hair. That has happened one time before. I have seen a bird actually crap. And it came down and hit her right in the top of the head, and that bird had eaten berries, and she had a big purple spot in her hair, and I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, birds eat berries and they poop like purple. It's like a dark purple.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's true.
I never heard of that.
Yeah.